I'm such a hoe for weed. I said certified stoner, 7 days a week. Green and sticky, make no lungs feel weak. Yeah, we smoking on that green and sticky. Roll that shit up in a blunt, smoke that green and sticky. Give me everything you got of that green and sticky. Burn it up, never catch a charge. Roll it fat and extra large. Put this blunt up to your face. Touch your lips like a sweet cigar. Wax on top, I wanna fly. I like that keep when it's inside. Smoke in my mouth, look in my eyes. Feeling so slumped, looking so high, back so low. Like a surprise, hit up the plug and I advertise. I want you to bring that big loud back. Drop it in my old garage. Leave that green, making me scream. Out in public, smelling so mean. I don't cook, I don't clean. I order that takeout like a king. Blow it up, light it up, smoke deep inside of me. Quick exhale for a let it get the best of me. I never ever cough unless the devil was about to be. I roll another one for a let it hit a clown on me. Talk your shit like that trash. Ask for a hit cause I smoke that gas. You really ain't never gonna beg me for a thing. I ain't frontin' you shit, I don't play them games. Now get to breaking down a Dutch. Oh, that green and sticky. You on the gram, posting pictures of this green and sticky. Pay the price if you wanna smoke this green and sticky. You know the name, get high rapper on this green and sticky. Yeah, you smoking on that green and sticky. Roll that shit up in a blunt with that green and sticky. Give me everything you got of that green and sticky. Yeah. I'm such a hoe for weed. Now you smoking on that green and sticky. Yeah, you smoking on that green and sticky. That's not loud.
Ô Britannie, ma jolie Bretagne, je te dédie cette petite chanson. T'es bien monté comme une chaîne de montagne, t'es bien roulé comme une galette au jambon. Et si je pourrais t'emmener en Espagne pour une petite vacation, au bord de mer dans un océan de champagne, j'essaierai de noyer le poisson. Au Britannie, ma jolie campagne, où parfois le soleil est un peu grognon. J'ai pas trouvé plus charmant que la Bretagne, pourtant j'en ai exploré des régions. Et si je pourrais être celui qui t'accompagne, que tu sois à Morlaix ou à Lannion. Et si un jour je me casse en Champagne, tu seras jalouse et t'auras bien raison.
Are you a cannabis grower who knows what they're doing? Are you looking for a one-stop shop for all things cannabis lighting? Then check out DutchLightingInnovations.com. On our website, you can learn more about our newest UV technology, which allows us to grow stronger, even better terpene profiles while reducing microbial growth. DutchLightingInnovations.com has all your lighting needs, from HPS to CMH to LED and UV. Lights of the highest quality for growers who know what they're doing. Designed, engineered, and made in Holland. Your one-stop shop for all things cannabis, DutchLightingInnovations.com. You can learn more about our newest UV technology. At DLI, we have decades in experience in both commercial and hobby horticulture. As As a result, our engineers have developed a brand new range of horticultural lighting products that combine with the tried and tested manufacturing techniques of the existing commercial lighting products with a modern manufacturing process. As a result, we've created a comprehensive line of horticultural lighting products that are designed to enhance user experience and produce better results. That's DutchLightingInnovations.com.
What's up, my tokers, jokers, and smokers? Welcome back to another edition of the Daily Chronicles, y'all. Today, without any other further ado, we're just going to get right into it, y'all. Keep that energy nice and high. Please welcome to Be Blunt Podcast, my boy Peezy in the studio. What's up, brother?
That's right, man. So much of a privilege to be here. Dude, that intro had me hyped, yo. Is that like, are you, who did that? Yo, because I'm over here like air drumming the shit out of this thing.
That's My Dude's an Artifice, man. That's the song on their the Inhuman album, Alive. It always gets the hype, you know, and the crowd gets them pumped, ready to go. Those guys, anytime that comes on, putty in their hands, man. I got to admit it.
I'm going to be on Spotify after we get done with this so I can follow them because that song was dope.
Oh, literally. And they were like, dude, I was so excited. I was like, can I use it? And they're like, I guess so. And then I was like, all right, guys. But dude, I appreciate you coming on the show, man. Like, all the way from Connecticut, y'all. To Be Blunt podcast in the house, dude. It's an honor to have you here, brother.
Dude, from Connecticut to Michigan, we're just killing it right now, right? We're killing it. We're just taking this shit worldwide, yo.
As we fucking should. Why wasn't it to begin with? Why wasn't it to begin with? I mean, it's interesting because we're just following the plant herself at that point, She's becoming legal worldwide. We're coming out, we're letting people know that the stigma is a fucking bullshit, antic that they use to sell, fucking their own pills. But it's neither here nor there, man. It's not about that. It's about Peezy, man. I've been watching some of these interviews, dog. I like that whole vibe, and you bring a je ne sais quoi, a professionalism to the shows that you do, right? You bring like an artistic, kind of endeavor, and I can tell because I had a little SoundCloud homework. You wanna tell the people what I'm talking about?
I mean, yeah, clearly I guess sent you the link. You guys can check me out. I've been doing, making music since literally like 2005. This was like my whole start of my whole career, pretty much, was getting into music, and I was a rapper, and am, you know what I mean? And I went by Peezy. I was the hashtag Get High rapper, and I made, my name for myself. I've opened for like well over 24 major artists, and I was just rocking and rolling with that. And then I was like, I gotta send my man the homework, because a lot of people know the podcast, but they don't know that all the music they hear on the podcast is literally me. You know what I mean? So, like, obviously for copyright reasons too, it's kind of helpful that I have my own, library. But yeah, so I've been doing music for quite a bit under the moniker Peezy, and I was, Get High rapper was my whole thing, man, and just been kicking it with that. So now you gotta tell me though, what'd you think?
All right, listen. I like it. It's got. Okay, so to you know what? I hate to fucking do. I hate that I'm doing this. I'm gonna be that guy.
So no, let me have it.
Let me listen to it more, because I feel like, so far I've listened to a couple songs. I'm like, all right, but that's I'm this is me. I didn't get a fair shot because I was doing something else. I was at, there was other shit. I'm not gonna lie to you. There's many screens going on. All right. But I liked it though. Like, hear me out. I liked it. But I feel like what I heard so far, you got something to say, but I gotta let you finish saying it, right? So let me go back before I give you a fair assessment. But I can tell you that it's got soul to it. It's got that level of professionalism that we should expect, but like a humbleness where like people. Listen, you can auto-tune shit. You don't auto-tune shit. Let me just put it that way.
No. Well, I mean,
that's what I'm gonna say.
Where I had, but no, I don't. That's not my holdback. I know auto-tunes become so popular with artists, and especially in the last decade. But no, I don't. I never have, and this is kind of like I've always taken pride in keeping that level of professional quality with everything I do. You can hear it in my music. Mm-hmm. I've always recorded, mixed, mastered all my own stuff. I've always had my own studios. I have this is my podcast studio here. So, and I do like to keep that level of professional. And honestly, it's really nice that somebody fucking acknowledges it, because I don't hear that a lot. Even though I put a tremendous amount of effort into making sure the show looks like something you could turn on Sirius XM and hear, or turn on to your TV and watch, you know what I mean? And that's like my whole thing, while also trying to provide content and laughs. That's kind of like, I love to entertain people, man. I've been born doing that.
It's the gift of gab, sir.
Yeah, bro. Like, when I was a kid, I'd walk around in my diaper with like a turkey baster as my microphone, like one of my dad's ties around my neck, and I pretend I was Michael fucking Jackson around the fuck. You know what I mean? And it never stopped. It never stopped.
I love that shit. I love that. See, so for me, man, it's all about like owning something, right? Competency. Like, I love that in people. I love seeing the passion, and I find that in passion, beautiful things are made. It helps share the love, and you're absolutely right. It does look like your show, the music, everything that you've produced, it does look like it's got a professional level of quality to it that you would find on Sirius XM, Howard Stern, if you will, is kind of applauding to that, but
A lot of people compare the podcast and to Howard Stern, and I always say, because of that, everyone always said it to me, and it kind of clicked. And now when people ask me, describe your show to me, I'm like, well, it's like Howard Stern, but replace the strippers with weed. And you got pretty much that's kind of like where the show leans off to. Yes, I grew up obviously listening to a lot of Howard Stern, throughout the years, and a lot of morning radio, talk radio. I always wanted to be a broadcast. I worked in radio. I went to broadcast school like this. I've gone through all the stuff. I would work literally on FM radio. I hated it because I have a fucking potty mouth, bro. And like, not only that, it was too cheesy for me. It's too much. It's too corporate. So we talked about being anti-corporate weed before all this. So yeah, corporate establishment in general for me, I hate that shit. So like that's why I've always done things myself. You know what I mean? This literally just goes back to my original statement I made before. I've always done it myself. I cannot do that. So like, that's the whole point.
I feel that like because there wasn't a model set before us. They tell us, hey, this, hey, that, whatever have you. Okay. There isn't another me. So how do you know that, that model, that template is going to work for me? You don't. So then if you're like, well, then, that doesn't make any sense. Well, it does, because I'm going to create it. I'm self-made. We're going to get this shit done one way or another, whether you're with me or not, it doesn't matter, and so it's interesting because the same people, telling you that, hey, you should just, fall into line, are the same people trying to rip you off.
Oh man, don't get me started on that, because it's a constant thing when you're scrolling the internet. You're just like, wow, where'd you get that idea from? Or, wow, didn't I just have that guest on my show a week ago, and now this other dude within 20 miles of me is now having the same guest on? Like this, like, bro. This is what I'm saying, but the bottom line is I still did it first. So,
listen, Ricky Bobby, okay? If you're not first, you're last.
My man,
but,
exactly. Shake and bake.
I have a guest coming on next week's episode. Not to kind of push anything away from this episode. This is going to be a great episode. Much more to talk about here. We got the questions. I know you're ready for that. We talked about a little bit in the green room. I know you're excited for a few of these. But I had somebody, point out the exact same thing. They're like, hey, you're talking to the same people. I was like, for some reasons you're going to, because these people are big, man. Their stories are important enough, and that's fine. So it depends on that person. But I have a person coming on next week that I absolutely know no one has talked to yet. I'm hella excited to talk. And we're going to talk about some shit that this might get me canceled.
Oh boy.
We're going to talk about weed and drag shows in Tennessee specifically.
Drag shows in Tennessee? Why Tennessee? Let me ask you that.
Because it's illegal to do a drag show in the state of Tennessee now.
Oh, okay.
That's a big issue. That's a big issue.
100%.
So I have a very renowned and prominent, I will tell you this, drag queen coming on the show to talk about that.
Okay, that is exciting. I'm going to be definitely tuned in for that, man. That's.
I will also tell you this. I'll give you. Here's the clue for my viewers this week. Here's the clue. Okay, if you want a clue, this drag queen has a very, very, very well done and I think is really good. Paranormal show on Amazon. Okay, it's called Knock Knock Ghost. Go watch it.
Ooh.
Okay. Huge shout out to that right now. Huge shout out. Go watch that, okay? And then tune into the episode next week.
That's dope, man.
That's it. Literally. I was just like, hey,
that stuff, bro. I can't wait, yo. I love.
That's my point. So, but that's that shows the love, man. I always share the love because it's something to talk about, and it's all about love. And I don't know about you, bro. I don't know about you, but I see a lot more of an issue with a solid white dress than I do anything in drag, homie.
Oh yeah, dude.
Okay, that's all I'm gonna say.
Behind you, I hear you.
So it's like, especially when y'all motherfuckers are like bragging about beauty pageants for kids, you're over sexualizing fucking children. That's worse for them than anything that a drag show could do. You know what I'm saying?
That's the
First and
conversation you don't want
foremost.
to get into right now because we'll go on for a minute.
Oh yeah, and we will. But that's you're right. But I think that conversation needs to happen. I think that a lot of my viewers are kind of concerned, like why I'm not saying anything yet. And truth be told, like I wanted to talk to you first. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to fucking reach out to 2B Blunt Podcast, get you on the show, get people like fucking. If you don't know, now you know type of vibes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, because when I tune into the show in between, all the other shows I got to watch, and it ain't that bad, but we're building a lineup. That's the point. Doing all of that and doing the shit that I'm doing, man, like, I'm catching into some shit, and I'm liking what I'm hearing, dude. I'm liking the way that it's coming across, the shit that you're saying, the shit that you're doing. And these self-made people, I love that. I love that. And that is why the fuck you're here.
Hell yeah, yo. Self-made, hashtag that shit, bro, because that is literally the goal. That's the goal.
As a matter of fact,
game.
every Thursday night, 7 p.m., y'all, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Twitch, 2B Blunt Podcast, y'all.
Yes, sir.
That's
Make sure
how
you
we're
check
gonna
it
do
out. Subscribe. Make sure you check us out. Obviously, get the link right down below. You can also hit up 2bbluntpodcast.com to find all the stuff also, including the shows, the videos from the shows, and including all our shorts and reels from YouTube. So, like, we're just popping on there. The website's definitely popping, and you can find it right there in our link tree on the bottom, too. So, check it out. And, yeah, man, every Thursday, live. 150 plus live episodes we've done. The show's evolved so much from what it was from day one. Let me tell you that. But where it is now is kind of like a sweet spot for me, which I'm really happy about. And we've had, a lot of big guests. We just had Patrick King, the Soil King, on last week. That was a huge guest for me. Pop Brothers, the Law we talked about, had them on. Swami and Nancy have been on the show. I mean, it's just a huge lineup of guests that we bring on every week live for our viewers. And it's educational. It's fun. We're funny. We're outrageous. It's everything you could want in a stoner podcast, the viewers are always involved. We highly encourage you guys call in when you're watching the show, get involved on topics. We do giveaways, all kinds of stuff. So it's a really fun time every Thursday night.
Honestly, man, like the call-ins is, I can't do that just yet. Because it's like I pre-record my shit, so this is all, but the call-in shit, like, I don't know, man. I feel like I have too many friends that would call in and start fucking with me on purpose, like in a good way.
You know what? Sometimes that's fine, though. Sometimes it makes sense.
Yeah.
But I do hear you. I always wonder.
They'd be like, this is creamy shits. Like, I'm live on the show. Like, would you stop? Just stop.
Well, my mother called in one time, and I was like, oh my gosh, yo. Like, what the fuck is going on right now? And she's calling me by, like, my government name, and she's like, Sal, it's your mother. And I'm like, oh my gosh, yo, is this really happening right now?
You need to come do the laundry.
Oh, God, no. But she was like, trying to be cool about whatever we're talking about. And I was like, you just never know who's going to call in. So, but I like that. I live for that shit. You know what I mean? Yeah. I love the spontaneous, random shit that happens on the show. And I feel like those make for, like, the best moments.
I just ain't done it yet. I feel like it's going to be great. I just ain't done it yet. But speaking of things that are great that we haven't done yet, man, we got some questions. We got some questions that we always do.
Oh, boy.
These are...
for this one, man. I got to stretch. I don't even know how to stretch. Like, I'm so high. I'm like...
Speaking of...
Playing over here.
Speaking of getting high, this first question, man, it's all about, what are you smoking, really?
Get ready for... What's in your bowl?
All right, starting things off, we need to know what we're smoking on and how we're doing it, man. So, my dude, what are you smoking on and how do you enjoy doing it as you're choking it down?
At the current moment, I'm smoking on some pie-eyed, yeah, from Rexy Farms here. Rexy Meds, my bad. Check them out on Instagram. And Pie-Eyed is a cross between Pie Dough, OG Kush Breath, and Triangle Kush. And this shit is loud as fuck. So shout out Rexy for this because this shit's fire, bro. and I'm smoking right now. This is my first choice. It's my bong, which is a little dirty right now, but I love my bongs. I usually keep I got a couple. I like the small one, whatever. These are real handy. You know what I mean? Real quick, take a hit,
Grab and go kind of thing. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm a flower guy. I like to take dabs, but I'm just OG flower guy. And so between this and obviously blunts, hence the show, those are probably my two favorite ways to consume my pie-eyed flower.
Okay, man, I dig it, dude. Like, I'm not a huge blunt guy myself. Years of cigarettes that'll do that to you. Like, I stopped smoking, so I had to pull off everything tobacco. I will, if that's all I got. You know what I mean? Beggars can't be choosers.
Let me pull you up. You can just go King Palm. There's no tobacco.
Yeah, and that's true. But at the same time, like, I don't know until I try it. And then again, like I said, beggars can't be choosers. Like, I've even had some pretty good organic hemp wraps that we've rolled blunts in, and they're not bad. Yep. You know what I mean? And it's just not my favorite. But that is one of the first ways that I ever kind of smoked weed. One of the first ways. But I don't know, man. Lately, I've been dabbing on some fucking strawberry Gary Payton rosin. That was fresh pressed for me.
Strawberry Gary Payton, yo. I love me some Gary Payton, and usually any strawberry strain, I'm really, excited to have at any point, especially Straw Nana. That's one of my favorites. So, sign me up.
For this specifically, so my dude was like, hey, I got some stuff I want you to try. I was like, all right, bet. So he gave me, I was like, what? Like a fucking ounce of that or something. He's like, here, try this. And I was like, bet. So I got an ounce of that, dab-wise and shit. And then because of that, I went out and bought a honey pot dab rig where you slide it in the bottom and it's got the terp slips in the center with the ball on the top.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly. I was feeling fancy. So I started doing that. And then, it's just my go-to now. I bought a new piece. It's just my go-to. But much like you, man, I love flower. Love the way it smells. Not
it's
really.
a lot of work to dab. But see, I don't know, man. For me, I can just pack the bowl. I can go. If I got to do a dab, I got to get the torch. I got to heat the thing up. I got to get the tool out. I got to scoop. I feel like it's just a lot of extra steps. I did honestly, though, get an e-rig, which I do enjoy. I got the Dr. Dabber Boost Evo. That shit is dope.
Okay.
And I keep that on hand, but I haven't done a dab in probably 3 weeks, yo. No lie. I smoke. I have 20 different strains house right now at any time.
There you go.
A fucking dispensary in this place. It's nuts. I don't know how my wife puts up with it, but she does. So I just
because she's smoking it. She's like, I don't really give a shit. I love the choices,
She probably does, yo.
So in our house, one of the things that a lot of people enjoy seeing now is the fact that we have numerous glass pieces, and they're like decor now. So it's like, oh, if you want to sit down, we will sit down. We'll make a drugs table. What do you want to smoke? You know what I'm saying? If you want to mix that shit, and that, let's go. We're going with you. We've already went crazy.
Man, I'm going to the loony bin with you, man.
Sure, I'll go to the devil's hats, kid. Kind of thing. But it's we'll do, much like you. I think we have maybe 6 or 7 different strains. We don't have quite a dispensary, but we have enough for us. You know what I mean?
An eighth to a quarter of each. It's not like I got pounds laying around, but I like to keep a little bit. This is pretty much what I'll get. So I like a jar this size full, and I usually get a few different strains when I pick up or whatever. And then I smoke throughout the day and then at night. But then
there's
the whole thing in a week, you know what I mean? So it's nice. It's nice. So I end up with
what I seen this morning, look, because you see your shit. You look at your shit daily, right?
Yeah.
I'd probably say there's easily close to 10 zips upstairs.
Oh, see,
but that's all personal.
You got me beat.
Well, is this all personal?
Yeah, I mean,
how?
What?
How? That's not a lot of weed.
10 zips. I mean, that's more than I probably have.
Fair enough, but
it's math and me are not great right now. I'm smoking. I don't have any at this point. Let's just say there's a lot of weed and there's a lot of different kinds, and I'm happy with today.
I'm with it. It ain't no flex. It's just I look at it this way, I like mixing my shit. I won't lie to you. I'll take a couple of dabs. I'll take some, joints too, and then I'll take some shrooms.
My man.
Then I'm sitting pretty.
How you operate?
That's function. I can do that. Like, so we showed that video real quick in the green room. I showed you that. You know, the stuff that I did for rotisserie. I filmed all of that on shrooms.
No way. No way.
Mm-hmm. With an iPhone.
With an iPhone?
With an iPhone. Mm-hmm. This one right here.
That's impressive. That came out great.
Merci beaucoup.
Skills.
But anyways, I don't know, man. It was just like, yeah, I maybe this will work, you know, and I just did it because nobody else would, right? So that's kind of like being self-made a little bit. I kind of get that. But what isn't self-made is this next part, and it may not be what you think.
Get ready for
So this part is exactly what people think, but it's not how they think it is. TNA. This next part is multiple, choice questions in the guise of yes or no under the answers of totally or absolutely not. So I got a couple questions for you.
Not what I expected, but I'm ready for this. Let's go.
It'll work. All right. So when you go to, consume cannabis, when you're smoking your weed, are you smoking for strictly medicinal purposes, or is there a little bit of like recreational in there? So when you're smoking, is it strictly medicinal, totally, or absolutely not?
Absolutely not.
So it's all recreational for you?
No, I mean, not all. It's definitely medicinal.
Right.
I definitely suffer from PTSD, and I actually have ADHD and a whole bunch of other shit. So like this cannabis has kept me going since like junior high school, bro. Like I was like 1.7 cumulative GPA in high school. They didn't know what was wrong with me. They thought I had ADHD. They put me on Ritalin. Shit went downhill. It was getting worse. And then the summer before I went to senior year, I got introduced to cannabis, and I stopped taking the pills. And then by the end of mid senior year, I had brought my GPA up to like a 3.3. So I have ever since then said that this is for me.
It's medicinal.
Also, after a long fucking day, I'm like, damn, I just want to smoke. So I don't feel like that's medicinal. It's just fuck, and I think a lot of people feel that way. So it's. Yeah. So
like seeing other people smoking, like as you're growing up smoking, a lot of people would look down on other people smoking for whatever reason. Have you ever looked down on somebody? Totally or absolutely not?
Absolutely
like
not.
For smoking. Like I didn't assume as much, but I wanted to get the question.
No, absolutely not. No, I never had no preference to that. I never cared.
Do you think that weed should be taxed?
That's a tough question.
Sure.
It's a tough question. Do I think weed should be taxed? Damn. Obviously, we could always use the tax money, but only if it's taxed and it's going back to the appropriate places. I would say I'm for taxing. If it was going back to places that was giving back to the community, or at least the program itself and research, this and that, I would say yes. I would say pro tax. Otherwise, I feel like if it grows from the earth, we should be able to do whatever we want with it. And I don't know if it goes for like vegetables, all that stuff, because you can go to like a community garden and pick your own shit. You don't have to go to the fucking grocery store. It's free. You know what I mean? Like why can't but that's how I feel.
Okay. I like that. So growing up, smoking and stuff like that, like, were you an open smoker? Like you were like, hey, I smoke weed and I don't care who knows. Totally or absolutely not?
Not at first, but within a couple of years, I as I mentioned earlier, I kind of made it my full persona. When I started making music, that was just my whole thing. I was always about weed, and I was the Get High rapper, and I was promoting something that I firmly believed was something that would help people. So totally.
Absolutely. I love that, dude. And we're going to close it out this way. I like watching movies when I get high. Who doesn't, right? It's something to do sometimes when you're trying to zone out and you want to take your head out of the fucking clouds, if you will. Do you enjoy watching movies while you're high? Totally or absolutely not?
100% totally. I love it.
Yeah,
it's one of my favorite things to do when I'm high, honestly.
We're working on a new show here at the network once we get a few things settled and rearranged and stuff here. It's called Terpenes and Technicolor Review. It's been attempted for a few times here at the studio, but we're going to bring it together and it's going to be fucking sweet. We're going to pair strains of weed with movies and why.
I love that. Please have
The
me
turkey.
guest.
Hey, absolutely. We don't even know if we're gonna do guests yet, but I don't see why we shouldn't. That's where it's at.
You have
But-
me on anyways.
yeah, absolutely. It's just like this guy's seen the movie too. It's cool, but it's like huge shout out to everybody that does movie reviews and stuff. That's kind of what we're doing it. I love doing that, man. But speaking of which, while eating, all right, or excuse me, while smoking, everybody wants to fucking watch a movie and then they get hungry. You always got to eat something during the fucking movie, and this always happens after you smoke. That's right. We're at this part of the fucking show.
Get ready for. I got the munchies.
This has got the munchies. Always happens after you smoke. Sometimes happens before you smoke, but generally with got the munchies, man, we talk about your go-to snack, your go-to food when you've got the munchies, and a little twist to the second course on this. We want to talk about a snack from your childhood, whether it's discontinued or not, but what you grew up eating, man. So, you got the munchies. Tell me what it is.
All right, listen, this is gonna. I have like a top 3 here because these
Let's
three
go.
can be intertwined by at any point in time, and I would be content. Right. So number 1, in no particular order, is 100% like pizza. I love pizza. I have a sick
Love it.
obsession. Love it. I mean, it's very obvious.
It's a salad.
Yes, it is my salad. So like that is my go-to. Second, if I'm watching a movie, ice cream. Sign me up. Let's go to Dairy Queen. Hit up the DoorDash. Order a fucking Blizzard. Let's go. Let's get this movie going. Like I'm ready for that shit. Number 3, and this actually fits right back into the next part you're going to talk about is cereal. I love a bowl of fucking cereal, bro. I don't know what it is. It just hits. It hits right every fucking time. Right, it doesn't even matter. Right. Not all of them, obviously, not all of them, but like I'm a particularly fond of like the Reese's Puffs. Bomb. Cinnamon Toast Crunch, bomb. Like all that shit.
Who doesn't like a good bowl of CT Crunch, man? Like, if you don't like a bowl of CT Crunch, you're not American.
You're not. Definitely not. No.
But like, I feel you. I'm a serial killer myself. I won't lie. You remember back in the day though, and let's spin this real quick. Let's take it back. Okay, let's talk about that second chorus now. All right, so back in the day, they had those color-changing cereal spoons. You remember that shit?
Yes, when they dipped into the milk, they would change colors.
Yeah. And they were Ninja Turtles. And they had color-changing Ninja Turtle cereal bowls. Remember that?
That I don't remember.
It was like a set, I think. But I remember, like, I had to have that for some stupid fucking reason, right? But we always had cereal because in the restaurant, whatever. It was easy to, we always had cereal. But like, I have a new appreciation for off-brand cereal, having grown up the way I grew up, right? Okay. Because my mom, she would buy the box, she'd buy the Trix box, right? She'd keep the fucking box and just keep filling it with off-brand shit.
Man, that's sneaky shit right there, yo. See, I'm gonna call me bougie, but I'll tell you right fucking now, you pulled that shit on me, and I know right away that you're on bullshit. Nah, it's gotta be the name brand shit because it just don't taste the same. That is my 100% opinion.
No. At the same time, like, I'm interested to like try as my travels may envelop, I hope, over the years, different cereals from different countries. It's fascinating to me. I wonder if they taste different,
I have never had a cereal from another country.
Well, you can order them offline, obviously, but they say there's less ingredients and there's less conspiracy theories as well. But I would surmise that, like, less ingredients is generally better, right?
Normally, yes.
So it's like, okay, with bread, if you order bread from a local bakery, it's got so many ingredients in it, okay, for whatever reasons. You buy it from a company that makes it, that mass produces it, it's going to have 50 ingredients of them, the only 5 you need. You make bread yourself, all of that's going to taste different on different levels, right? I make my own bread, that's what I'm saying. I bought a KitchenAid for that reason.
Oh, there you go. That's dope.
Well, I make my own bread. I make my own butter. I get my own farm fresh eggs.
You're like a fucking chef, bro. I forgot about this. Talked about this already. I already know. That's right. Never mind. Let's take that, cut that out in post.
Catch it in post.
That's right.
But that's the idea of it, man. And a buddy of mine was like, "You don't make your own butter." So I was like, "Fuck you, I don't." I invited him over, and we literally made butter. And he was like, "Shut up!" And I was like, "And that's buttermilk." He's like, "What?" And I explained it to him. So, it's just being resourceful and smart, which saving you money at that point. Make your own fucking blizzard, right?
This is true. If I could make it at home, I probably would be better.
But let's go back in your childhood real quick, though. Like, what was like one snack, discontinued or not, that you would go to? I mean, you mentioned cereal. Is that what you're gonna kind of do for your second course, or?
Yo, you gotta think this is weird, right? So, like, when I was a kid, though, there was one cereal that I don't know, I had no fucking clue why I liked it so much either. But it was, it's the fucking name now. It was the Grape Nuts. I think it was Grape Nuts cereal. You remember? I think old people eat that shit now.
Yeah, dude.
Yo, I don't know what it was about that, but like I loved it. I loved it. It got the little soft raisin, the little soft, I don't know what the fuck it is.
The nougat bits, if you will.
The nougat bits. And I haven't had it in years now, but like that was when I was a kid, my go fucking two Grape Nuts, fucking milk, bam. Spoon, I'm ready to go. Give me the color changing spoon. Let's fucking go.
Let's go.
Apparently I need the bowl.
Well, that's true, and I have my special bowls you eat cereal out of, and because here's the thing, if you think cereal right now, you know where it's at in your kitchen, you know how to put it together, it's simple, it's quick, you know what bowl you're going to grab, you don't eat it out of a different bowl each time. Are you a fucking crazy ass psycho at this point? No, come on, man, like, let me be pedantic, you know what I'm saying? Like, but... the cereal back in the day that is discontinued that I would love to see brought back the appropriate way, Oreo O's.
Yo, that was good too, yo. I do love me some Oreos, yo. The double stuff.
Because it's like,
shit.
I stopped buying Oreos and I just bought Oreo O's, and here is why. I have been a cook by trade, as we've obviously, fucking established. Okay. Yep. So cutting out remedial bullshit and streamlining a process for a desired outcome kind of is what I do as a line cook, right? Mentality. So it made less sense and saved money to not buy Oreos, which were a certain price, and just buy the cereal, because at the end of the day, I was just dunking the fucking Oreo cookies in the milk and eating them. So just eat Oreo O's and it does the whole thing, the desired outcome.
Oreo, oh yeah, dude. That was probably some top-notch cereal right there back in the day.
It was
some of the best. Like literally, I remember that, and I haven't heard. It hasn't come to me in so long. But now that you brought that back, I bet you can find that online, yo. I bet you we can find
for a ridiculous price, yeah. But from what I found out, here's the thing. Oreo does not own the rights to, or does it own Oreo O's?
Then who does?
I don't fucking remember. It's some company or something like that. But the two can't agree to it, and that's why because it went away for once. It went away first, all right. Then it came back, and then it went away again. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So it's like,
I wonder who's got it now, yo.
I don't remember. I was watching some kind of. I was watching some kind of, show on YouTube or something, and where somebody was explaining it, and I was like, oh, okay, that sort of makes sense and stuff. But I don't know, man. It's dope. It's cool to think about. It's interesting to kind of, be able to look back at those things and bring them back if we want to. So if somebody's out there and they want to make something comparable to make your boy happy, let's see this happen.
Absolutely. Hell yeah. Let's make it happen.
Now, speaking of making things happen, we have made it to the last bit of the show. This one, y'all, it really doesn't need an introduction, and I don't know what I'm going to do henceforth past this point, but I think you know what I'm talking about.
Get ready for Lie to Me.
Welcome to the last segment of the show. This is Lie to Me, the most infamous and nefarious of all of our questions. People hate this one the most because it exposes them. I'm just kidding. It doesn't expose shit. If it does expose you, we need to talk about what triggers you and not me. But welcome to Lie to Me. Peezy, my dude. Yeah. I need you to stand 180 degrees where you're at right now in your life. I need you to look back as far as you possibly can. Remember every possible lie that you could have said. I need you to pick out one lie that you told that you got away with but knew you shouldn't have.
How about a series of lies that all took place
I'm
in the
fucking
same
with it.
evening? Okay. I don't talk about this. I'm going to take you back to a time in my life, many
Here we
many
go.
years
Dun,
ago,
dun, dun.
when I thought I was the shit. So let me start with this. I remember one night, right? So there was one night I was going out with this chick, and we went out to have like a dinner. So dinner at a restaurant downtown, right? Had dinner, everything was cool, got out, and we ended up, that was it, went out, did our thing, moved on. And I was like, oh, gotta go. And then I left, and then I ended up meeting another girl out that same night. This is where karma hits me. Now, I had to take my car, which was parked outside the restaurant, and move it, right? So I had moved the car to a different spot and went out and partied and got drunk all night. At the end of the night, I go back to the original spot where I had moved my car to.
Okay.
The original spot my car was at. I'm sorry, not the car I moved my car to. The original spot.
Right.
And
Spot.
my car, I was like, my car's gone. My car got stolen. Where's my car? And I'm like, wait a second. I'm like, I started to bug out a little bit. So I ended up calling the police after I had been drinking all night. Call the police. Listen, my car got stolen. They come down. They talk to me. Now, I've been drinking all night. Right?
They took a statement from you and everything.
They came, they took the full statement, everything. Bro, there was a whole big deal. So they were like, we're gonna look for your car. We'll give you a call. We
got
find
you,
it.
right.
We got you. I had to get a ride home. Wake up the next day. I was still living at home with my mother at the time. So I'll tell you how long ago this was, right? Trust me, it was a minute. And so I wake up the next morning, I look outside, and I'm like, where's my car? And I think about it, and I'm like, oh shit, I reported my car stolen. And I thought about it, and I was like, oh shit, I know where my car is. So I had to not only lie to my parents about why I didn't have the car, so I had to tell them that I was being safe and left my car downtown.
Okay, so you're at least being safe.
But I also had to call the police. And I had to explain to the police that I had found my vehicle. And when the police asked where the vehicle was found, I told them across the street. Because that's where the fuck it was the entire night that they said they were looking for it.
So that's literally the plot to Dude, Where's My Car?
Dude, it was insane. I had to explain to the cops, like, how did you know where it was? I'm like, I just happened to be in the area and I found it. How come you all didn't find it? It was right across the street. You said you were going to be looking for it. I put the blame right back on them. I was like, how did y'all fuck this up? My car was literally within eyesight across the street. It was a gray primed old ass like Honda, bro. It was literally gray primer paint. It wasn't even painted. It would stick out like a sore thumb anywhere it was at. And it was literally across the street from where they took the statement. So I pinned the entire thing back on them, and I was like, it's y'all's fault. Y'all fucked this up. I didn't tell them, hey, I was fucked up, and I forgot I moved my car, and then I woke up this morning after I got sober and realized where the fuck I left my car last night.
See, I have a tough time losing keys, let alone cars. Like, I feel like the bigger my objects are, the harder it is for me to lose it.
I was a hot motherfucking mess back then. This is no longer the case. I have long left that life behind. Mind you, though, but this was forever ago. But yes, it was probably when I first started drinking. You know what I mean? It was probably like 22, 23, maybe 25 max, bro. You know what I mean? It couldn't even been that long. I guarantee you it was like when I first turned 21. I thought it was the cool kid. You know, I was out in the bars. I was going out drinking. I was doing all this shit. And I spiraled out of control and lost my car that I had moved across the street. because I got too drunk and forgot and took no responsibility. That is the
You
lie.
want to know how I know you're telling the truth, and here's how I know. Because your car was primer gray and you were proud of it.
Dude, I wasn't proud, but I didn't give a shit. That's where.
Well, that's my point. Like, you know, you're like, no, I'm proud that I have a fucking vehicle that moves, but like, yo, it's gonna get better in life, I hope. And as we grow as adults, we learn that, yo, okay, yeah, it was a jalopy. I'm not gonna lie to you, but it was one of the best cars. But at the same time, like, my shit ain't primer color anymore.
Dude, it was like, I can't believe they didn't even find it. That's when I knew. I was like, I'm out of this clean, yo. Because if it was right there and they didn't see it right away, I was like, yep, I'm pinning this on y'all. Y'all fucked up.
Well, I mean, you know, at the same time, like, okay, fuck it. The cops don't know what they don't know. That's the truth. All right, that's why they're always trying to pin you. As you talk to the pop bros at law, they're allowed to lie to you. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
To get you to confess to shit that you didn't fucking do. So
That's a fact.
You know, of course they're not gonna fucking find it. You know, that's the truth. You expect the cop to go, what's the description? That's it. That's what we expect to happen.
Yes,
but it didn't.
No.
But it didn't.
Nah,
Man, that's kind of why I don't like, you know, those boys in blue. And sometimes, I mean, you know, I know you guys are doing a lot, but like, it was right there.
It was literally right there. How maybe they just thought, hey, this dude's messed up. He's probably just, they probably just brushed it off.
They probably didn't even go looking for it. They probably just lied to you, like, yo, fam, we got you. We'll let you know when we find something. And you're like, huh? Because it's right there. You should. I really wish drunk you would have been like, hey, there's my car. Just kidding, y'all. I want to see the looks on their faces. That's it.
And they pretty much accused me of wasting their time, obviously, and that's why.
Well, yeah.
That's why.
But at the same time, you know,
I'm a smart ass.
Well, fair enough, but like, you know, at least you learned from that. You know, at least you learned. Maybe, you know, wait a day or so, maybe, I guess, or do it sober.
I barely even drink no more, bro. I stopped all that shit years ago.
I'm
pretty much when I had my first kid, I was like, I'm done with all that. So.
Yeah, I appreciate that. But man, at the same time, y'all, I think that it's amazing what you're doing. You know, let's roll it back to that. I think To Be Blunt podcast, y'all. Let's scroll at the bottom again real quick. Every Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitch, my man. Yo, you're killing it. Okay,
Yo,
I love seeing this shit.
Thank you.
There's a whole group of you motherfuckers in New England that I definitely fuck with. I definitely like seeing this shit happen. I want more of it, man, you know, and that's why I want to get, you know, the people out there to something to look at. That's why we have you on the show. That's why we take a look at it. One more time, y'all, every Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitch. You're going to catch my man Peezy here over on the To Be Blunt podcast, y'all. Now, do me a favor, brother. Tell the people why you do what you do, period. Just let them know, yo, this is what to expect when you're watching the show.
I had to be entertained. That's it. I mean, come on the show, expect it's loud, it's over the top, it's funny, we're laughing a lot, you know, and there's a lot of inclusion with the viewers, and it's just an experience you're not going to get from a lot of podcasts out there. You know, I feel like a lot of podcasts you just kind of turn on and listen to, and you know, they tell the story or whatever. But I'm trying. This is not a podcast. This is pretty much a radio show that you're getting. You know, including with everything from the stingers to the plays to the music beds. Everything. I mean, you literally, it feels like you're listening to the radio, and that's the experience I want to give people. It's like a funny morning radio show that's stoner friendly. And done at night.
There it is, y'all. All right, well, check them out. Like I said, every Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, all over fucking everywhere, namely YouTube, man. Check them out, tobebluntpodcast.com, y'all. All right, my tokers, my jokers, and smokers, we've reached another amazing episode of the Daily Chronicles, y'all.
Yes,
Again,
sir.
I want to thank, you know, my dude here, the To Be Blunt podcast. Go check him out. We'll catch y'all on the flip. Peace!